So welcome, Dr. Wanda de Kanter, at the World Conference on Tobacco Control, and how are you finding it so far?
Well, it's big. It's 1,300 people from over 100 countries, so I'm very much impressed by the organization, that it's so huge. And I'm very happy that I've been to most sessions, and that I'm certain now that everyone is really going for an end game. No talking more about control, skip the word control, eliminate the tobacco industry. That's the focus of 1,000 people from 100 countries. No deal, nothing else. Without any interference of the tobacco industry, which means we can never go there when the tobacco industry is all over the place. And then I'm referring to the most important framework convention, Tobacco Control 5.3. We filed a lawsuit against the state in the Netherlands because of violating the 5.3. This was in 2015, long time ago. And until this day, and that makes sense, I think, when I'm talking about this conference where the end game and interference are main items, that in 2024 we launched a citizen initiative for a nicotine-free generation, for a ban on products sold, a generation ban. And I was allowed, because we had a lot of signatures, so I was allowed to present it in the parliament. On the public tribune, there was the biggest tobacco lobbyist. Very big man, everyone knows him. He was sitting next to my colleagues, my friends, even my daughter. And he was texting with the people in parliament what to say. And you were not allowed to make photos, but he was not allowed to be there, so we were allowed to make photos. And he was really texting, it's a nanny state, don't do this, don't do that, whatever. So the whole voice of the tobacco industry is heard in parliament. So here we are. We have the most perfect citizen initiative, generation ban all nicotine products, and the tobacco industry is violating it. And the voice of the tobacco industry is always strong. So I really want at this conference, at the end, that there will be a statement that all those people here at this moment, we're all on the same page. And we all want a nicotine-free generation by sales bans for youth, protecting youth, without any interference of the tobacco industry. That's what I think of this.
I think that's wonderful. Perhaps from your clinical perspective and expertise, you have a view of these products. Could you tell me a bit more?
Yes, we have a lot of views. We know the tobacco industry, we know the tobacco playbook, we know the tactics, we know everything. We know all the stories from 2010, 2013, what they did to make this e-cigarettes as addictive as possible, with salts, with anything, with flavors, with nice colors, you name it. So we all know, and we all know that they're always looking for the new replacement smokers, our children, our grandchildren, and everything is focused to get children hooked as young as possible. That's no doubt about it. Already 10 years we tried to stop the tobacco industry from launching these electronic cigarettes, and we said, okay, then it must be not a consumer product, but only on prescription from a medical doctor. And then we first want to see the results. Now we know that it's a very bad thing to stop smoking with an electronic cigarette. There's a lot of evidence now. Most people have dual use, and we know that dual use gives more inflammation, more carcinogens, it is even more toxic. So it's a very bad way to start for the cessation.
So tell me more about that. You know, what's the advice that people should be hearing?
The advice is that the tobacco industry is a nicotine industry. It's an industry of addiction, and they do everything to make that clear, that they are a safe product, and they don't want to enslave our children. It's just a by effect, oh no, 18 years and flavors, oh no, it's okay, we don't. but it's all a lie. So we really have to, well, in the Netherlands and in a lot of other countries too, 25% of children of 16 years of age, they already are vaping. 70%, 7 out of 10, is already a smoker. The gateway effect is enormous. And we see that nobody knows what's in all those vapes, because they get it from everywhere. And it's not checked, there's no money to check it, so it's very high levels of nicotine. There's even cadmium, there's radioactive material in it. There's and very high dosage nicotine, very addictive nicotine. And we know that the children, they tell us, we are hooked, we cannot stop anymore. So we know with open eyes that all our children are, and it's increasing.
Yeah.
It's increasing every year, every month it's increasing. And that all those children get addicted now and smoking again. And it's the first time in all those years that you see the rate of children smoking is going up. So I want to really alarm all people that skip the harm reduction paragraph, because it's harm, it's big harm, it's big experiment on our children. That's what I think about, and it's not what I think, but these are the facts. And there are even articles in the New England Journal of Medicine about the smoking cessation and 95%. And we had a letter at the end with a lot of emailing. We got an editorial a reaction on the editorial that it's not at all proven that it's safer. There's no research on that. What we do know is that children have a lot of mental problems. Of course, they are addicted, very addicted, but they have mental problems, they have anxiety problems, depression problems. They're very your blood pressure rises, and so they wake up in the night. Most children, they wake up at night to vape because the nicotine is too low. It's so addictive, and it's proven that they're going to smoke cigarettes. So I think at this conference it made it very clear that everyone thinks the same. So there was no one who said it's a good idea, not for smoke cessation and not at all as a consumer product. So make it, again, if you want to do it, as on prescription. But we already lost a lawsuit in the Netherlands because the Minister of Health, she wanted to have it as on a prescription, and the tobacco industry took them to court, and they lost. Then they went to European Commission, European Parliament, same thing happened, a lot of lobbyists. So again, the FCC 5.3, as long as we don't exclude the tobacco industry, they will come on with those stories, and they really are against an endgame policy.
Mm.
The first night, I think, I was just sleeping here around the corner, but then here there was a big screen with from the Vapers, World Vapers Alliance, the consumer voice. The consumer voice, which are not consumers. It's an organization paid by billionaires in the United States. We all know that. Big articles in Le Monde. And they are shining the light on our Congress Centrum to tell that the consumers need a voice too. But the consumers are our little children, 10, 11, 12 years old. And why? There were no children. Our consumers has nothing to say, or their parents, or the people who all went to hospital because they got ill because of vaping. So it's really malignant industry. Mm. It is a tobacco industry. So again, I would say nicotine-free generation. Endgame is not tobacco endgame, but nicotine endgame.
Yeah. And are the flavourings in e-cigarettes a cause of concern medically?
But the first thing is that a lot of things we don't know, because if you want to have a taste like sugar or coffee or anything, when you ingest it, we know it's safe. But if you inhale 1 liter water, you die. So the lungs are made for fresh air. So if you have all the fatty-like substances with all those flavors, we don't know what they put in there. We know it's like ultra-fine particles, like you have when you have bad air around you, and you get an inflammation in the lungs. And that's what you see when children vape a lot. They got chronic inflammation in the lungs because it's like a filter around all the lung sacs where you have to take your air in. And we know that people who inhale a lot, who vape a lot, they get more viral infections because you don't have enough room anymore to everything is busy resolving the fatty fluids. So you don't have room anymore to eliminate the viruses.
So in Scotland, we hope under devolved powers to have a consultation about smoke-free and potentially smoke and aerosol-free environments. And Ash Scotland is going for, we stop the use of all these products in
Yes.
enclosed spaces because of particulates. Do you want to talk about that?
Well, I think that you have to combine them as one in all the law, no regulation. Yes, because we have this smoking ban in the cafes since 2008, and I hear stories that some people are vaping inside. Well, that's the beginning of the end of the because then they will smoke. So you really have to put them together. And I think that secondhand smoke from cigarettes are worse than secondhand smoke from vapes. Yes, because if you don't vape, you don't have side streams, so it will be more better. But you have to combine it because the effect is that everyone everywhere is vaping inside again. So you really have to look after that.
Yeah, and heated products as well.
And the other thing is, I was missing that in this congress, that the enormous role of the commercials on social media. And there's no role at all. I didn't hear anything about the role of TikTok, Instagram, Snapchat in the marketing of this product. And it's not only marketing, it's not only influencers, it's mostly content paid by the tobacco industry. And these social media, they don't do anything to protect children because they're not old smokers on those social media. So it's for young people, and they just can go on. So what we did in the Netherlands is 2 weeks ago, we wrote a letter by 2 lawyers with some doctors to Snap Inc., Snapchat, that we asked them to take away all the commercials. And what they also do, you can via Snapchat, you can let your vapes deliver at home or at school or anything. So they are a platform delivering. They are the modern dealers, and they exchange everything via Snapchat. So we got the letter back, and they want to talk with us because they're doing their best and they can do better. So we will wait about this discussion. And I think the role of social media, they are almost like the tobacco industry. They use tactics from the tobacco industry. And on social media, you can differentiate a women's breast and a man's breast. And the women's breasts are eliminated because of the possibility of pornography. So they can do anything. So I'm sure they can eliminate hashtag this and that and influencers. So they're really, probably they get a lot of money as well. But the social platforms, and also fake news, and also the 95% news, and all, it's all there. But they were talking about how can we tell people about the lawsuits and well, on social media, go on social media, but not once, but every day, 100 times, and invest in social media, because there, people are there.
Yeah.
People are not reading newspapers anymore, they are on social media, so even older people. So if you want to reach people and tell them how bad the tobacco industry is, we are here with big conference and telling it's very bad, and Empower is good. That's something. Empower is good as a beginning. Empower, of course you monitor, otherwise you don't know. Of course you protect, of course you do smoking cessation, everything. But the Framework Convention Tobacco Control, 2.0, is about, this is the basic. This is only the basics. This is what we all should do, and then we're going to do every other thing we can imagine. That is litigation. That is endgame policy. That is nicotine. Stop the nicotine addiction. But I think Empower is okay for a lot of lower income countries. But I think in the West, that we are celebrating Empower, yes, but it is a minimum. And we can do more, like license systems, like a generation ban for all nicotine products. And so I think we are celebrating too soon.
Wanda, thank you so much for making time in a busy conference to speak with Ash Scotland. It's truly appreciated and, as always, inspiring.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.